yeah, all of that will be tricky to navigate when the time comes. But I mean, I think we're so far away from it that even thinking about that is probably going to be like counterproductive. My my thought is though is that if the line is clear them out, that is an absolute kind of exclusion of establishment types already. That makes any sense. Why would they even want to be part of it? Because it's not like their loyalty is to the current power structure. Like, who, like, surely their if their loyalty is to the regime, why would they try to be part of the thing that's trying to bring them down? Like in your calculation.
Just another attempt to seize more power, in like the 30 Years' War, you have countries swapping sides several times in order to gain an advantage. Now, granted, the interests of nobility is far different than the interests of, let's say a mega corporation, an international mega corporation, or a deeply embedded nation's interest. But that's the thing about coalitions. As long as you have an enemy to hate or someone else to tear down, you can find strange bedfellows.
Yeah, I mean, the reason I'm insisting on the kind of negative vision is that you're right that hatred is has some dangers with it, ones that you're pointing out. But historically, it's been an incredibly powerful motivator. I even look at like in this country, for example, there are football teams. There are Arsenal supporters and Spurs supporters. Okay, Tottenham Hotspur. They hate each other. They're both like London clubs. Okay, but most Tottenham fans that I know are happier when Arsenal lose than when Tottenham Hotspur win. Like they're just motivated purely out of like spite for the other team. It's a very powerful motivator. It's just like human nature. I think it's just like some part of human nature that our enemies activate extremely well. So that's why that's one reason. That's a kind of psychological reason. The other reason, though, is that I think, just in my experience, the positive vision will immediately just lead to a kind of sectarian problem where you're just always going to have these smaller and smaller splinter groups like Greg Johnson was talking about. So, he was trying to find the big tent. His big tent is, the white nationalist thing. But for various reasons, I'm skeptical. I talked in the talk why I'm not convinced that political formula will necessarily work, especially in America. Whereas this one might, because you don't have to sell a whole program of people to just be like, well, we just want to get rid of these guys. It's just very simple, So, but yeah, as it gets closer, you're right. It'll be fraught with danger. But that's power and politics, in all eras,
Yes, I appreciate that. Thank you, AA.
Last one.
Oh, good morning, AA. How are you doing?
I'm good.
Oh, good to hear. Good to hear. My main concern is obviously we will not be at the end of this top dog in the world. It seems to us that we will not have the same sort of hegemony that we once had back in the mid-century. It just seems like that time that just was never handed down to us. So we have to sort of dispel with the idea of basically maintaining the global America as an empire, but based. So I feel like that's a hang up for a lot of people. And it sort of comes out in their concerns. But that's really more of a comment than anything. My question is do you see any problems personally that, or any sort of reservations that you have with the clear them out strategy? Because it sounds pretty good, but
no, I mean, no, I mean the only thing I'll say is that if when it is when it is achieved, it will lead to there will be a period of turmoil, and it's not like this is going to be enacted and everybody just gets to like chill out eating Doritos. Okay, at some point there'll be turmoil, and political change on that sort of level is always messy, and you know there'll be unfortunately like bloodshed and all sorts of things. So you know, the only thing I'll say is if you're committed to that, you have to be prepared to see all sorts of things that the stuff of history is made of. And I think that realistically, and I've talked to Keith and Joel and other people about this as well. Realistically, most people on our side who are conservatives do not have the character for that sort of thing.